Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sachin, and today we are here to discuss test number 15, which is on governance and social justice. This is the third test, sectional test. Okay. Now, the first question, it says that critically examine the role of National AI Mission in advancing inclusive participatory digital governance in India. So here it highlights the role of National AI Mission, and it is asking about its role in advancing inclusive participatory digital governance in India. So here, first of all, we should know what is National AI Mission, its features, okay, and it is asking critically examine. So first we have to write what are the advantages of National AI Mission in promoting participatory digital governance, and second we have to give challenges, and third we have to write what reforms can be made. Yes. Now moving towards the main content. Here in the introduction you have to write what is National AI Mission. So you have to tell it is launched by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. We have to highlight its main purpose. What is its main purpose? To harness transformative potential of AI, right? To harness transformative potential of AI to drive economic growth, improve service delivery. This is very important. Improve service delivery, and because the question is about promoting inclusive participatory digital governance, so we have to focus on the improved service delivery and ensuring inclusive governance. Okay, so in the short intro, we will highlight what is National AI Mission. It was started by Niti Aayog and Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Its main purpose is to harness transformative potential of AI in ensuring digital governance, economic growth, and inclusive governance. Okay, so in the main body, in short, we have to write what are the features of AI Mission, right? So it's democratizes access to AI technology and research. It ensures that AI is being accessed or accessible to people in remote areas also. Democratizes access. Empowers sectors like healthcare, agriculture, education. We have seen that AI is increasingly being used in agriculture, right? Deciding when to sow and when to reap the crop, right? So in agriculture, education, and smart mobility. Enhance public service delivery using AI-based platforms and promote AI skill development, right? So these are the features of the National AI Mission. Now, going to the main part of the question asks, what is the role of this mission in promoting the inclusive digital governance, right? So the first point is improved service delivery. With the adoption of AI, it has helped in improving service delivery. How? Like AI chatbots and predictive analytics, these are being used to address the problems of complaints of people in remote areas in their local languages, right? So they are being used to provide services in the local or vernacular languages, right? Like portals like Umang and My Government are being used 24/7 to access in regional languages. So it has improved in service delivery. Also, example is AI-based grievance redressal in rural areas, reducing administrative burden. Right. With the adoption of AI, there has been it ensures reducing administrative burden because it automates some it ensures the reduction of human errors because AI is accessing data and processing it. Also, example is AI in passports issuance and record digitization. Inclusive decision making, right? So AI enables data-driven, evidence-based policy making because it is based on huge data. So that's why it ensures inclusive decision making. Concerns of people from remotest area are being considered while making the policies or taking decisions. Example is mapping poverty pockets using satellite and AI data. So it ensures that no one is left behind. So it is one of the advantages of adopting AI. Second is accessibility for differently abled people. right? Because the AI is being used, the platform of AI is being used for voice assistance and speech to text AI tools, which it is helping those who are Divyangas, right, to access government services. So it is one of the aspect of making digital governance more inclusive. So this is one of the significant role of AI, right? Also here, digital literacy and skill building. Yes, because National AI Mission, it has a feature of promoting or skilling more and more youths in AI education and AI skills. So it helps in digital literacy and skill building. So the National AI Mission ensures collaboration between Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana and AI Mission, right? So this is one of the aspect of National AI Mission. So this is in short, right? Because the question is asking critically examine, so we have to also write what are the challenges in AI mission, right? Not everything is all concerns are being addressed, so we have to write also challenges. So what are the challenges in this? There is a digital divide, right? There is a difference in digital infrastructure presence in urban cities and rural areas. There is a digital divide, unequal internet penetration, bias in AI models, right? Because of it is using past data, right? So because of that, that may enforce bias towards some particular community. Because if you see in the past, some particular communities have taken the advantages or more benefits. So it may result in bias in AI models, right? Because it is using data of past. So that is one of the concern, can reinforce societal inequalities. Privacy concerns, right? We have seen, we are listening on daily basis, many government websites or many social media sites are being hacked and passwords are being, or personal information is being leaked. So that is one of the very major concern of privacy concern. And skilling gap, right? There is a lack of trained personnel in backward areas, right? If we want that AI is being used for making digital governance inclusive, we need trained personnel, right? So that is one of the problem, one of the concern of this using National AI Mission in the inclusive digital governance. So in the conclusion, we have just not missed here. So here separately you can write key what measures should be taken, or in the conclusion you can mention 2 or 3 measures what should be taken. Like here it has mentioned key, yes, AI mission is a progressive step towards tech-enabled inclusive India, but there is need of to make it truly participatory. India must breach digital inequalities in rural and urban areas and which are socially excluded people. Okay, so breach digital inequalities, ensure ethical AI deployment. That is also important because it should not reinforce the societal inequalities, right? It should not be biased against particular communities. So ensure ethical AI deployment and focus on local language AI development, right? Because one of the challenges in adoption of digital technology or AI models is unavailability of that services in local languages, vernacular languages. So to address this language divide, हमें क्या करना चाहिए? We have to focus that these AI models are trained or made in the available in the local languages also, right? So with the right policy support, execution, AI can transform governance into a tool of social justice and empowerment. So this is the balanced conclusion for this answer. Here we have mentioned ki what measures should be taken, right, to make this national AI mission address the or make digital governance more inclusive, participatory. Right. So this was the question number 1. The question number 2. Question number 2 says that evaluate the contribution of national e-Vidhan application in enhancing transparency, efficiency and accountability within parliamentary governance in India, right? So this question is similarly on the line of that key. In the past, question about e-courts, right? That is adoption of digitization in court processing, right? So question can be asked about this, or so that's why these are the parallel e-Vidhan. This is the e-Vidhan application or e-courts, right? So same. The question is saying that key evaluate the contribution of National E-Vidhan application in enhancing transparency, efficiency, accountability within parliamentary governance in India. Right? So here the question we have to highlight what is National E-Vidhan application, right? Its purpose. Second, we have to evaluate its contribution. So when they are saying evaluate, you have to say ki what are its achievements, right? Ki what are the advantages or achievements by adoption of this E-Vidhan, okay? And second, as it is saying evaluate, we have to also write what are the challenges, right? And you can write separately what measures should be taken, or in the conclusion you can say that ki this just should be addressed, and in the conclusion you can write that. Okay, so these are the main three parts of this question. In the introduction you have to write ki what is National E-Vidhan application, okay, what is its purpose and what does it do, okay, in the short. In the main body, in the first part, what are its advantages or challenges, okay, achievements or challenges. Second, achievements, okay, and second part is challenges, and in the third part conclusion we can discuss conclusion and measures what should be taken. Okay, so in the introduction, as you are saying, ki what is the purpose of this E-Vidhan? To modernize legislative processes and promote paperless digital working environments, right? And so that's why Government of India has launched E-Vidhan, right? To make legislative processes more efficient, paperless, and promote digital working environment. So that's why it has launched National E-Vidhan application. So what are the objectives of E-Vidhan? It digitizes legislative business process, right? We have seen ki earlier what used to happen is in a budget process, finance minister used to carry back the suitcase, but nowadays they are carrying just a tab, right? So means it is ensuring more green budget, right? That is reducing use of papers. So it digitizes legislative business process. Second, provide real-time access to legislative proceedings, questions, bills, and committees, right? As all data is available in digital platform, so it is ensuring real-time access to all the legislative business going on. Also enable paperless legislatures through tablets and electronic votings, right? Earlier means there is no need of printing all the laws and distributing to all the legislatures. So now paperless legislatures through tablets and electronic votings. Seamless integration between parliament, state legislatures, okay, right? What are the rules being followed in parliament, what are the rules being followed in state legislature? So there is a seamless integration because of this National E-Vidhan application. So these were the features of National E-Vidhan application in the short. Now we will discuss what is the significance, what are they are saying evaluate. So what is the significance of this National E-Vidhan application? It ensures transparency enhancement, right? So it has resulted in transparency enhancement. How? There are real-time updates on legislative businesses accessible to citizens, right? Ki people are knowing ki in this budget what different bills or what different amendments are being discussed in the parliament. So people know ki how efficiently parliament is functioning or how efficiently state legislature is functioning. So it enhances transparency enhancement. Himachal Pradesh has become the first truly digital legislature. It has completely adopted National E-Vidhan application. It also ensures operational efficiency, right? How operational efficiency is increased? Because there is a faster distribution of bills, notices, and questions, as there is no need of manually printing the bills and distributing it. So it has ensured enhancement of operational efficiency, reduces paperwork, and improved accountability, right? As everything is present in digital format, so everything can be accounted to, right? So it has improved accountability, enables public tracking of questions asked, right? What questions are being asked in the parliament. Now people don't have to go through in papers, so they just can visit the website and they can know what questions are being asked and what answers are being provided. Okay, strengthening center-state legislative coordination. Environmental benefits, right? As we have seen, a green budget. What is green budget? There is no need of printing the whole budget document, whole legislative document on paper. Nowadays, just they are being distributed digitally through tabs. So that is ensuring environmental benefits also. This was the significance of national e-Vidhan application, right? But aren't there any concerns? Yes, there are some kuch concerns hai. What are the concerns and challenges? Ki, there is a digital literacy gaps among legislators. We know that there is no educational criteria, minimum education criteria for legislatures. So there are some legislatures who are digitally literate. There is a digital literacy gap among legislators. Okay. Also, there are cyber security risks to sensitive parliament data. Yes, because such sensitive data like budget or laws. So there is very big concern about cyber security. Possibility of hackers can hack and make the bills public before being discussed in the parliament. So that is very high risk of cyber security. Initial high infrastructure, that is also very great concern, because initial investment is very high, right? So costly business. Resistance to change in traditional legislative practices. This is also one of the main concern. Ki inertia among legislatures or inertia among administrators to change, to update to the new technology. We have to address that also. These are also challenges. So while this is in conclusion, we have to write what some measures should be taken and a balanced conclusion. So we can say that yes, e-Vidhan has it is a transformative initiative in parliamentary governance. But we have to take some measures, right? Key addressing digital infrastructure gaps. Government has to take steps to address digital infrastructure gaps. Okay. Also, enhancing cyber security framework. Also, ensuring there is a data protection bill or data localization. Right? It is vital to maximize its potential nationwide. So, if government takes these measures, it will ensure that national e-Vidhan application is being benefited nationwide, right? So we can write this conclusion with some measures also. Now the question number 3, it says that discuss the relevance and potential. It is asking ki relevance and potential of Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra 2024. It is saying ki discuss the relevance and potential of Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra 2024 in strengthening last mile delivery of public services in India. So, as this question is, this paper is about governance, what is the main idea of governance? Idea of governance is to ensure that public service delivery is efficient. It is receiving to the last mile, right? So, it is saying that what is the role or relevance of digital Bharat Sankalpa Yatra. So, in the introduction, we have to write what is Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra. Right, and the main body we have to write its objectives, right, and in the conclusion evaluate, right. So we have to challenges also, right, challenges also. So we can write in the vast diverse country like India, last mile service delivery. What is last mile service delivery? Public services are reaching to the people living in the remotest area, right. So this is a very big challenge, because vast country like India, last mile service delivery is a big challenge, right. That's why government has started Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra 2024 to ensure last mile service delivery under Azadi Ka Amrit Kal vision, right? And aims to, what is its aim? To deliver welfare benefits directly to the grassroots through outreach camps, rural, tribal and border areas. So basically, in the introduction, we have to mention what is Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra, right? And its purpose, because we have to write challenges last mile service delivery में challenges क्या है? It is vast country like India, diversity is there. So after that, you have to write what are the main objectives of Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra, right? क्योंकि अगर आपको evaluate करना है, तो evaluation करने से पहले आपको objectives बताने पड़ेंगे कि what are objectives. So while writing objectives of Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra, first is create awareness about government schemes, right? Enable on-the-spot enrollment and beneficiary delivery, foster citizen participation, bridge service delivery gaps, and celebrate India's development journey under Amrit Kal. So basically, these are the overall objectives of this Viksit Bharat Sankalpa Yatra. Now they are asking relevance. So we have to write what is the relevance of this Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra in ensuring last mile service delivery. So what is relevance? It is addressing regional and social exclusion, because this yatra specifically focuses on aspirational districts. What are aspirational districts? Those which are those 112 districts under aspirational district program. These are 112 districts which are backward economically, socially, and developmentally. So this initiative targets aspirational districts. It targets tribal belts, border villages, and left-wing affected areas. So it is addressing regional and social exclusion, right? It brings previously unreached populations under the welfare coverage. So that is very important in ensuring public service delivery to the last mile. Also, it converges with the other welfare schemes, right? It is taking, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra is taking multiple services on the same platform and going to the remotest area, like Umang, like government initiatives like Ayushman Bharat, PM Ujjwala, PM Awas, Kisan Credit Card, all are being provided on a single platform, right? So it's convergence of various welfare schemes. Also, there is real-time service delivery. Also promoting participatory governance, engages local communities in governance processes, collects on the ground feedback. That's why it ensures कि suppose there is any limitations or challenges that can be addressed. It ensures digital integration. How digital integration? Because it is providing services through mobile-based apps like Umang and all. That's why no one is. It ensures that no one is left behind. Okay, and there is a real-time MIS tracking, monitoring, and beneficiary coverage. Okay, so these are the advantages. This is how Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra ensures that last mile service delivery is ensured. Okay, but what are the challenges in this? Right, we have to write key challenges. There is a infrastructure constraints in border and tribal areas. We know that building a proper infrastructure in remote border areas, that is one of the challenge, right? Staff shortages for mobile outreach camps, right? Means no one is ready to give service in the remote areas. Okay, serve in the remote areas. So there is a staff shortages, digital connectivity limitations, right? Rural setting up digital infrastructure in rural areas like mobile towers is not commercially viable for companies, right? So that's why this creates digital connectivity problems. Sustaining follow-up services after initial benefit, right? As we have seen in the PM Ujjwala Yojana, right? Initial first cylinder was free, first cylinders were free. So people adopted it, but it was very challenging for people to continually use this cylinders, right? So sustaining follow-up services after initial beneficiaries are very challenges. Now in the conclusion, we have to write these challenges should be addressed and how this Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra can be made more effective, right? So this marks a significant governance innovation, okay, at transforming service delivery ecosystem in India's heartlands. But there is need of implementation gaps, bridging policy implementation gaps, right? जहाँ पर डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर नहीं है, उस जगह डिजिटल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से एस्टैब्लिश करें, जस्ट लाइक भारत ब्रॉडबैंड नेटवर्क, राइट? सो there is need of bridging policy implementation gaps. There is need of fostering inclusion, right? कि जिसके पास digital mobiles नहीं है, okay, they should also be included, fostering inclusion and strengthening participatory governance, right? So this step should be taken to address these challenges, and this will ensure aligning with constitutional ideas of equity and social justice. So, and to maximize the long-term impact, it must be integrated with permanent local governance mechanisms and robust digital infrastructure, right? To ensure that once initial services are given, the standard is continued. वो जो हमने दिया है services, उसका standard continue रहने के लिए, it should be integrated with the लोकल गवर्नमेंट मैकेनिज्म, जस्ट लाइक एक विकसित भारत संकल्प यात्रा है, यात्रा की वजह से जस्ट बिकॉज इट इज अ program, it should not limit to that, it should be integrated with the local government's mechanisms to ensure it continues sustainably. Question number 4 says that evaluate the role of urban local bodies in ensuring effective solid waste management and sanitation services in India's metropolitan cities. So the question is about urban local bodies, and it is asking its role and its role in solid waste management and sanitation services in metropolitan cities. So we have to here, we know that because of unplanned urbanization, right, and because of unplanned solid waste management, urban areas are facing very much serious problems of flooding. Also there is a burning of solid waste management, right? So the question is based on that data or background. We have to write what has created this problem, right? Because of the unplanned urbanization, rapid urbanization, solid waste management and sanitation services have emerged as a major governance challenge, right, in metropolitan cities. And urban local bodies are constitutionally mandated, right, under Article 7, Constitutional Amendment 74 and Schedule 12. They are constitutionally mandated to ensure process solid waste management and provide sanitary services. So we can give in the introduction this how rapid urbanization has created this problem, and how urban local bodies are constitutionally mandated to provide these services. Now in the main body, we can start with the how there is a constitutional legal mandate कि बाबा urban local bodies should provide. So in the short, we can write this legal mandate and key functions of urban local bodies, right? Here we have to discuss what are the key functions of them, right? We know that they are being means in the 12th schedule, it's their function, it's their role to manage solid waste management, right? So we have to write key functions. What is key functions? What are the key functions? Waste collection and segregation, right? Door-to-door waste collection. Also it's their responsibility to collect plastic waste, biodegradable waste separately, okay? Because solid waste management rules 2016 mandates for people to separate the degradable and non-degradable waste. So it's responsibility of your urban local bodies to collect waste, transportation and disposal, okay? This transportation and disposal is to do in a sanitary way. Sanitation services like public toilets and all in the urban areas, this is the responsibility, this is the function of urban local bodies. Also ensuring open defecation free status under Swachh Bharat urban. So awareness and citizen engagement, like government has launched Swachh Bharat mission, right, urban. So we have seen that Indore has continuously, means this is the continuously 8th time it has emerged as the number 1 city in the maintaining cleanliness, right? So government or urban local bodies can create awareness and citizen engagement, right, through Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, urban like these missions. Also infrastructure development like decomposing plants, sewage water treatment plant. So the urban local bodies can establish this, okay? So this was the role of urban local bodies in solid waste management and sanitation. Now here we have to write challenges also, right? Yes, that is the role of urban local bodies, but they are facing challenges. What type of challenges, right? We have seen means or any local government bodies are facing some challenges, right? So we can write those challenges only. There are capacity constraints because there is limited manpowers, there is limited technical skills, because of so there is a urban sprawl. It is unplanned urbanization is going on, right? So unplanned growth strains infrastructure. Also there is a issue of internal migration because of good opportunities in cities area. There is a problem of internal migration, right? Because there are more opportunities in urban areas, so there is migration from rural to urban areas, that is creating strain on resources of urban areas. So that is one of the issue. There are financial limitations. Okay, also there is citizen non-cooperation means still many societies or many people do not segregate or degradable and biodegradable areas. So there is a citizen non-cooperation, and there is a land scarcity, right? Where should the government establish a sewage treatment plant or a solid waste management plant? Because people do not it creates bad waste, and that's why people do not like this in vicinity, right? So इसकी वजह से there is a land scarcity. In the conclusion, we can provide solutions ki, or you can write separately what measures should be taken. Few 2-3 points under what measures should be taken, and a very good conclusion. So future reforms must focus on PPP models, right? We have seen in Pune, like Poonawalla Foundation helps. Poonawalla Foundation helps in solid waste management, right? They are providing infrastructure, good. They are training the workers here, and they are providing good infrastructure. So that has helped Pune clean cities. That's like we can take initiate PPP model in this solid waste management. Digital monitoring, that is tracking of the vans, the vehicles which are carrying waste. Digital monitoring, decentralized waste management, and waste to energy initiatives for cleaner and healthier urban India. So this measure should be taken, and after taking these measures, urban local bodies can ensure effective solid waste management and providing sanitary services. So this should be the balanced conclusion. We have to also provide what measure, because we are providing challenges, so we have to also write what measures should be taken. Now the question number 5, it says that critically analyze effectiveness of one nation one ration card scheme in securing food security for migrant workers across India. So this is a very important question. Why? Because now the migration issue, internal migration in India is very hot because of Bihar's special intensive revision of voter list, right? Because of this, the issue of migrant workers is a very hot topic in discussion. That's why, and one of the major challenges of the migrant worker is to access the PDS, because they are away from their homes. So this question is very important. So here the question is saying what is the significance of one nation one ration card scheme in addressing food security issues of migrant workers. Okay, so we have to, in the introduction, we have to write what was the need for one nation one ration card scheme and what's its aim or motto. So in the introduction, yes, because of India's socio-economic fabric, India is characterized by large population of internal migrant workers, right? And they are internal migrant workers who struggle to access government schemes, welfare schemes outside their states. That's why, to address this issue, government has launched one nation one ration card scheme in under National Food Security Act, right? So this, we have to mention this also. This scheme was launched under National Food Security Act in 2019, right? The scheme was launched in 2019, and its aim is to ensure portability of ration benefit across the cities, right? Across the states, empowering migrant workers and all. But main aim is to ensure portability of PDF benefits across the states. That was the main aim of the scheme. In the short, we can mention what are the objectives, features of the scheme, like ensure nationwide access to the ration benefits, right? Also empower migrant workers and their families, right? They will to make them know what are their rights, so to empower them. Eliminate instances of exclusion due to migration, eliminate inclusion-exclusion errors, improve transparency via digitized and Aadhaar sealed systems. So these are the major objectives, right? 2 or 3 objectives. Main focus should be on effectiveness of this scheme, right? What is the role of one nation one ration card scheme in ensuring addressing food security of migrant workers? So this should be the main content. Effectiveness. It ensures nationwide portability, right? Migrant workers can access the PDS from fair price shop in anywhere, right? In any state. So that's why nationwide portability, real-time access and convenience. There is a reduction of duplication and leakages. How? Because now the food or food grains are provided only through biometric or Aadhaar enabled access. So biometric access. So there it ensures reduction of duplication or leakages in PDS schemes. This is the advantage. Special relevance during the crisis, right? We have seen that COVID-19, the migrants, there was a restrictions on mobility. So this scheme provided, proved to be very effective during crisis, right? During COVID-19 time. Also integration with other social welfare schemes, like you addressing or finding out the beneficiaries of the scheme. So this is a very effective in integration with other social welfare schemes. Now, what are the challenges with this scheme? Okay, yes, its aim over this, its effectiveness is this, but what are the challenges under this scheme? There are technical glitches in EPOS system, right? While authenticating biometric, right, there are issues in that, and specifically in remote areas. So it becomes difficult to address them on the time. Okay, there are also exclusion errors due to biometric mismatches. Inadequate awareness among migrant workers, right? Implementation hurdles in few states due to infrastructure gap and language barriers. As you have seen, nowadays the language is playing very important role in case of lives of migrants. So there are issues of language barriers also. Now, so in the conclusion, we can write key measures. What should be done? Key strengthens constitutional. What is the need? Issues of technical capacity, right? Also awareness generation. There should be awareness generation. There should be operational coordination among states. So there should be coordination, right? Different states, they should coordinate with each other, addressing the issues of these migrant workers, along with the focus on last mile connectivity, right? So if government takes these measures, so this scheme, One Nation card, can prove very effective in addressing our SDG goal, also Sustainable Development Goal, goal number 2, in hunger, to address the hunger, right? So we can connect with that also, Sustainable Development Goals also. But after addressing these challenges and measures. Now, the question number 6, it says that evaluate the governance and social equity implications of Supreme Court's directive to revise the seniority list of Tamil Nadu police sub-inspectors based on merit rankings. So we have to know this case, right? This case is about R. Ranjit Singh and others versus state of Tamil Nadu. Means what happened is there was a case raised by some police sub-inspectors that because of government orders, government execute political execute orders, in promotions more weightage is being given to those who have served earlier, right? It is rather than merit based, right? Rather than performance in the entrance test, more weightage is given to those who were earlier in the service, right? So the Supreme Court has given the following judgment. So you should have an idea, because you should have an idea about important Supreme Court cases, right? Like UPSC has asked earlier Puttaswamy case, right? Also we should have, so what important cases are being discussed in the previous year. So Supreme Court can UPSC can directly ask about it. Okay, so here in this case, you can write the introduction, what was the case about and what were its main how it ensured given priority to meritocracy, at the same time how it addressed the issue of social justice. So in the introduction you can write in its directive ordered Tamil Nadu government to revise the seniority list of police sub-inspectors, assigning ranks strictly based on the merit rankings obtained in the recruitment examination. Right? So this move, while addressing procedural irregularities, also ensures the administration is transparent, abides by rule of law, and ensures social equity in public services. Right? And you have to also write the name of the case, R. Ranjit Singh and others versus State of Tamil Nadu and others. So you can write the Supreme Court in this case has given this directive to revise the promotion list of sub-inspectors, right? So how this judgment, how this directive of Supreme Court addresses the governance dimensions of the directive. right? How it ensures governance is more effective, right? It reinforces the rule of law, right? So this directive reinforces rule of law, that is, the decisions should be taken according to the recruitment. Recruitment and promotion are conducted in line with the constitutional provisions, recruitment rules and judicial oversight, right? Not key arbitrarily by under the orders of the political or political executives, right? This should not happen. It should happen, and it reinforces rule of law, right? It limits executive overreach, right? It limits executive overreach. Means nulled. It has nulled key political executives orders, prior orders. So it has limited executive overreach. It ensures administrative efficiency. How? Because of by placing more meritorious police sub inspectors in the promotion list, it ensures administrative efficiency. Corrective governance action, because by abiding by the political executive's orders, so there were some errors. So this directive ensures corrective governance actions, strengthens institutional accountability, compels executive and administrative agencies to adhere transparent and accountable human resource management practices. So it ensures strengthened institutional accountability. Now, what is this? This was the governance dimension, right? How this Supreme Court directive help in ensuring good governance, right? But its role in social dimensions, social equity dimensions. What is its role? It helps in balancing merit and social justice, right? Because yes, merit is important, but it should not affect the affirmative action policies for SC, ST, OBC and women. So it ensures that yes, merit is respected, but at the same time, affirmative actions which are supported by the Indian Constitution should not be affected. Preventing procedural bias, right? It prevents procedural bias, right? Because the directive says that there should be a fair seniority list. It should not based on it should based on performance in the recruitment test. So it ensures there is no procedural bias in favor of those who have served earlier in the service, right? Rather than it should be based on merit performance in the recruitment test, right? It also upholds equity in career progression, right? So these are the social justice bias. It is this role of Supreme Court directive in ensuring social equity. Now, what are the challenges, right? Supreme Court has given this directive, but it faces some challenges. What are the challenges? Legal complexities, right? Because already some officers may have been promoted, right? So how to either by this directive that creates legal complexities. Need to harmonize merit-based appointments with reservation norms, right? This also creates a challenge. When you are giving weightage to the merit-based selection, it should not hamper the social inclusion or the affirmative action policies of the government. So that is one of the challenge. Potential moral issues, right? Among who are already promoted, right, before the directive of Supreme Court, now their promotion may get stagnated, right? That's why there is the issue of potential moral issues of those officers. Ensuring non-violation of constitutional affirmative action mandates, same like this it should not affect social justice issues. Okay, so in the conclusion we can say that government should this Supreme Court directive sets a good precedent for clean, accountable and equitable personnel management in public services, essential for public trust and constitutional governance, right? If the police, the personnel serving in offices, if they don't think the promotions are transparent, so this creates mistrust. Also, this mistrust carries on to the public, right? So that's why this type of government Supreme Court directives ensure that this mistrust is addressed, and it helps in building trust among citizens and government. Now, the question number 7, it says that critically evaluate the Waqf Amendment Act 2025 in the context of governance, transparency, and safeguards for minority rights. So this question is about social justice. In social justice, this question is about issues of minority community, right? You know that ki Waqf Amendment Act was recently passed, right? So the question is about its the Waqf Amendment Act. Okay, this act is also known as Umeed, right? Umeed Act is also it is also known as Umeed Act. Okay, so we have to write ki in the introduction we have to write ki what was the government's interest ki why they have brought this act, कि उनका पर्पस क्या था, right? In the introduction we can write in the short form कि what was the purpose of government bringing this act, and in the main body we have to write its role in ensuring transparency and safeguards for minority rights. It should be the main part. And second, कि what concerns are being raised about this act in the main body, you have to write that. So while writing introduction, you have to say कि in short you have to also write कि what is Waqf, right? We have to write कि Waqf is what? Islamic endowments dedicated to religious and charity purposes, right? कि these are like donations of Islamic endowments which are for the purpose of charity and religious purposes, right? In short, we have to write what is Waqf. But why this act was passed? This act was passed to overhaul the governance of Waqf properties, to enhance transparency, institutionalize reforms, and curb corruption, right? So this was the main motive. यही purpose था कि ये law लाया गया था, right? In short, now here we can write in the main body कि what is the role, right? How this Waqf Act ensures governance and transparency measures, right? It provides for the digitization of central registry, right? Whatever there are properties of Waqf, they should be digitized. There should be a central registry of that. It ensures the audit and accountability. There should be annual audit. It sets up Waqf Asset Management System of India, WAMSI, Waqf Asset Management System of India. It is mandated to provide carry out legal audit annually. Abolition of Section 40. Ki earlier there was a provision ki the board can declare any property as Waqf property, but now this has been abolished. It says that ki to declare any property as a Waqf property, it has to go through some procedures. It has to abide some rules, right? Also, it sets up Waqf tribunals and legal provisions, right? Ki any concern about being declared as Waqf or any problem, they can go to the tribunal, and within 90 days it can go to the High Court for appeal. Also, it ensures inclusion and efficiency. It has provided inclusion of women in the Waqf board. It has provided inclusion of other sects, like previously there are some sects in Islamic community. So this act provides inclusion of different sects in the Waqf boards, right? So it addresses inclusion and efficiency. So its role or what concerns are being raised about this act? Dilution of Muslim control. Concerns are being raised that by inclusion of non-Muslim in the management of Waqf board, right? So concerns are being raised about dilution of Muslim control over this Waqf board. There is also concern about state overreach, right? Because many powers are being given to district collectors about dispute resolution, carrying out survey. So that's why concerns are being raised about constitutional overreach, removal of Waqf by user. This is also being a major concern. Now to decide any property as Waqf, it has to give documents supporting that. You can't just say it is a Waqf by user. You can't say that. You have to provide some documents, so formal documents. So religious bodies are facing concern about it. Those who don't have documents backing that. There is also exclusion criteria, means now it is said that any Muslim who is practicing Islam for at least 5 years can only give their property as well. So concerns are being raised about exclusion criteria. That's why there has been protests and political communal tensions are being there has raised their communal tensions. But we have to give a balanced opinion ki yes, this act ensures maladministration, and it ensures that there is a modern governance in the modern governance of this work endowments. Yes, this is the good purpose, but it should adopt a balanced approach through continued dialogue, transparent rule making, and judicial review. So it is imperative to ensure that governance reforms coexist in harmony with communal equity and secular pluralism. Right. So in this way, government can promote this or implement this act by taking collaborative approach, by ensuring there is a all stakeholder consultation, feedback is being taken timely, like that. So the question is about critically evaluate Supreme Court judgment in Superior versus Union of India and discuss its implications for governance, law, and social justice. So basically, this question is about the Supreme Court judgment in the Superior versus Union of India. The judgment in short, this judgment was about it recognizes the rights of LGBTQ community, but at the same time, it doesn't constitutionalize or gives legal recognition to the same-sex marriage. Right? It doesn't give recognition to the same-sex marriage. Right? So it says that this purview is with the parliament to decide which marriage is to be recognized legally. So it says that we are restricting our authority just to the recognizing the rights of LGBTQ community. Right? There is the right of non-discrimination, right of right of same sex, but it doesn't recognize the marriage of same sex. So in short, that is that was judgment. Right? This judgment was on October 2023. Court affirmed their rights, but it rejected creation of constitutional right of same-sex marriage. It says that it is the purview of parliament. Right? So key aspects of judgment same ki baba, it recognizes the rights of LGBT community under Article 14, 15, 19, 21, but it says that marriage is not a fundamental right. Right? And Special Marriage Act 1954 doesn't guarantee same-sex marriage rights. Right? So, and it says that the matter is in the parliamentary domain. Right? So, parliament should, the democratically elected representatives should decide on this matter, and recommends high-level committee. Okay, and its implication on governance and law. Right? Key judicial moderation. It doesn't go for judicial overreach, or it also doesn't limit its. So it is balancing its act. Right? It is not resulting in judicial activism. So it is balancing its act. It is a judicial moderation, upheld judicial restraint, stating social legislation must emerge from the democratic process. Right? So it is another example of judicial moderation. It also it is a very good example of constitutional morality and social norms. Right? Also strengthened rule of law. Yes, government is recognizing affirmatively rights of the LGBT community. At the same time, the issue about the recognition of same-sex marriage should go to the parliament. Right? Impact on social justice. It expanded recognition of identity. Yes, it acknowledged the dignity, autonomy, and emotional rights. Right? It gives increased acknowledgement. Legal reform pressure. Now, as Supreme Court has given ball in the Parliament's court, so it creates pressure on Parliament to intensify demands of LGBT community. Also, there are issue of unaddressed welfare gaps. Now, to critically analyze, yes, these are the strengths of this judgment. What are the strengths? It upholds constitutional morality of LGBT community, but there are limitations also. Delays marriage equality. Okay, so you can write this analysis, and in the conclusion, you can say that as rightly, Supreme Court has balanced its performance, right? It has not resulted in judicial accountability. At the same time, Parliament should play its role and take steps according to changing needs and modernization in society, right? You can write this conclusion. Now, assess the contribution of community-based schemes like Kudumbashree and Amul in promoting grassroots governance and women's empowerment in India. So basically, yes, we have seen how Kudumbashree and Amul, Kudumbashree is a SHG in Kerala and Amul is an cooperative in Gujarat. So it is saying that assess their role in promoting grassroots governance and women's empowerment. So basically, in the introduction, you have to basically write what is Kudumbashree, what is Amul, okay, and in the main body we have to write its role in empowerment of women, in providing economic livelihood, in strengthening their political representation and role in grassroots governance, okay, and access. So we have to write access that, and we have to write some limitations. So, introduction, main body, what is Kudumbashree and Amul? Yes, Kudumbashree was started in 1998 for poverty eradication, women empowerment in Kerala, and Amul was started in 1946 by Varghese Kurian. Okay, working Kurian, it is one of the example of successful cooperatives in India. So, its impact on grassroots governance, it ensures democratic participation, right? Because there are micro-level community platforms in Kudumbashree and village-level cooperatives in Amul. They ensure participation of women and people in local areas. Decentralization of development, because now there is livelihood, security, economic development in rural areas also. That's why it is ensuring decentralization of development. Enhance accountability and transparency, because it ensures efficient fund management, fair beneficiary and identification, and grassroots policy feedback. Because of that, this enhances accountability. Now, what is the impact on women's empowerment? It makes women economically independent, right? Because of Kudumbashree and Amul, it has provided sustainable and continuous supply of livelihood to the women. It makes women economically independent. It has played a significant role in social mobilization and make leadership development. It has also resulted in improved health and education and livelihood outcomes, because women are economically empowered, there are less chances of domestic violence. They are spending their earnings on education and health. That's why it has resulted in improvement in health and education standards. In the conclusion, we can say that yes, this underscores the potential of integrating livelihood promotion with the decentralized governance for sustainable development. And by scaling up these models in different other parts of the states, we can use this. You can channelize this potential in making India develop by 2047. So we can say that scaling up this model to different states. Now, as it is in Kerala and Gujarat, so we can scale this model to different states. The third question is, it says that critically examine how public-private partnerships contribute to enhancing quality and reach of social sector services in India. Okay, so suggest governance frameworks necessary to uphold accountability and curb commodification of essential public services. So basically, we know that to ensure service delivered to the last mile, government doesn't have resources, right? So we have to take help of public-private partnership. We have to take help of private sector, which has more resources, which has more advanced technology. So question is asking the role of public-private partnerships in enhancing quality and reach of social sector services. At the same time, it is asking what should be the mechanism to control or curb these PPPs, and also to prevent commodification or marketization of these essential public services, right? So in the introduction, you can write what are public-private partnerships and why government indulge in public-private partnership, right? Same they have technology, they have resources, and government lacks them. So also it is a social responsibility of corporates to ensure indulge in delivery of public services. You can write social responsibility also. So role of PPPs in social sector services, right? Ki they have improved infrastructure and technology, right? Ki we have seen ki under Ayushman Bharat mission, district hospitals or tertiary care, secondary care hospitals are being upgraded with the help of PPPs, right? So there has been improved infrastructure and technology access in public service delivery. Second, because of public-private partnership, it has resulted in enhanced service quality, because these PPP public-private partnerships have good resources, they have technical superiority. That's why it is resulting in enhanced service delivery. Private efficient standards ensure better management of resources, and we have seen key projects like National Skill Development Corporation of India, as it has resulted in giving skill training to lakhs of people. This is also one of the advantages of indulging in public-private partnership. Financial resources mobilization, right? Also wider accessibility, because we have seen ki telemedication, right? Because of that, now even people living in rural or remote areas can access medical services through telemedication or apps like school adoption. Okay, so it has resulted in wider accessibility, right? Key people in remote areas can also access public services. Capacity building, they PPPs enable skill transfer, and they also ensure training to the public personnel. That's why it has resulted in capacity building. Now, governance mechanism to ensure accountability. So what government takes steps to regulate these PPPs, or to because they should not result in the commodification of government public services. So measures of accountability, there is a robust regulatory framework. There are clear guidelines how PPP should promote it. There is a citizen charter and feedback system. We know CPgrams. There are contractual safeguards, and there are performance linked incentives. Those PPPs who are performing well, they are being promoted. So in the conclusion, we can say that with proper regulation and proper promotion of PPP, government can leverage the resources and technology with the private sector in the delivery of public services, and make sure that public services are reaching to the last mile of the country, right? So we can conclude with this, making sure that public-private partnerships are being effectively used in public service delivery and good governance.